The following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network.
Fans, I think we're live in Kindred, working through a couple of issues here. Live on the mic. Check. The other guy yeah, but number 5 I made all the way. No. Check. Oh, it's still on to the highlight too.
Offside penalty on Vikings. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. And bring a 3rd and short for the Rovers. Foster lowered on the carry. And gains just enough yardage for another Rover. First down. 44, Jesse Peterson. Tackled by number 16, Jeff McDonald. 8-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 2.
How are they hearing that stuff? How is that coming through?
Lord on the carry. 6-yard gain. And a roller, first down. Carried by number 25, Dr. Lord. Tackled by number 71, Dylan Fuller. 1-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 9.
I don't think you understand. You just said hit first down and run it. I'll hit it.
Check.
Jack Heath with a 12-yard carry. And that brings up another first down for the Rovers. At the Vikings, 42-yard line. Jack Heath brought down to the backfield by number 5, Hunter Bendis. 2-yard loss on the play, 2nd and 12 for the Rovers. Jack Heath on the carry. 4-yard gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. Timeout called by the Rovers. Their 2nd charge. Timeout of the half.
What's that? I shut the sound off now. So, it must be from the
Tyler Swenson on the return.
Check, check.
Brady Donovan. 7-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 3.
Check, check, check. Hey fans, I think we're live. I hope we're live. In the second quarter here of the Kindred Vikings Oak Grove Grovers game, Vikings lead 20-0. Josh Almaris alongside Nick Eggman and Lucas Klabundi. I think we're live. Lucas, you're going to give me a head nod when we know we're live. Aggie, why don't you say something to that mic? Make sure that you're going good as well. Beautiful night in Kindred, isn't it, Aggie?
Yes, it is. This
absolutely
is
gorgeous. 64 degrees. Vikings are leading the Grovers by a score of 20-0. Vikings have 3 touchdowns. One was a 25-yard rushing touchdown by Trey Heinrich. A 12-yard rushing touchdown by Trey Heinrich. Point after was kicked in successfully by Riley Sunram. Second touchdown for the Vikings came on a pass from Jorgen Swenson to Charlie Beaver for 70 yards and a touchdown. Sunram with another point after made it 14-0. Vikings have handed the ball off just now to number 23, Cam Schwartzwalter. Vikings are threatening right now to score their 4th touchdown. 3rd touchdown came on a 20-yard rush from Jorgen Swenson, quarterback keeper. And the point after was no good. Sunram smoked the upright. That made it 20-0. Vikings are threatening 2nd quarter here. There is 5 minutes and 52 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. They lead 20-0. Number 1 team in the state, Kindred Vikings, with the ball. Ball's handed off to Trey Heinrich. Penalty flag on the play.
Probably coming back 10 yards on a holding call. Right around that vicinity. Yep. Head umpire signals holding.
On the Vikings. That'll be a 10-yard penalty.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Once again, beautiful night in Kindred, 64 degrees, winds out of the northwest at 8 miles an hour. Just a gorgeous night here in Kindred, North Dakota. Josh Almaris alongside Nick Eggman, Lucas Kilbundy on the camera. Vikings have the ball, 1st and 18. 2nd quarter, 5:47 left. And once again, they lead by a score of 20-0. Vikings have had some productive offense, and their defense continues to stifle the opponent. Jorgen Swenson right now looking around. He's going to pass to Trey Heinrich. Nice catch. He had an open lane, but had to make a pretty athletic catch there and wasn't able to set his feet afterwards. Going to be a nice gain. Not so nice, I guess, just 3 yards.
Yeah, if he would have stayed on that feet, he would have walked right into that end zone for the 4th touchdown of the day for this hometown Kindred Vikings.
Trey Heinrich has we've been working through some stuff and trying to get the stats as good as we can. I think he's going to be in the 30 yards, 30-plus yards here. Vikings with the ball, 2nd and 14, 5:05 and counting in the 2nd quarter. Handoff, keeper, fake handoff. Swenson's of the Jorgen variety going to bring it into the end zone. His 2nd touchdown of the day. Going to be a 14-yard rushing touchdown for Jorgen Swenson. Makes it 26-0.
Trey Heinrich with a 14-yard run.
Back-to-back touchdowns for Jorgen Swenson. Once again, Trey Heinrich has a rushing touchdown. Charlie Beaver with a 70-yard reception. And then the last 2 touchdowns for the Vikings have come off the legs of Jorgen Swenson. Point after. Snap, spot, Sunram, blocked. I didn't see who exactly got a hand on that. Nicholas, did you?
I did not either. It looked like number 44 got it on
Jesse
the corner.
Peterson, I think, might have been the guy that got his hand on. Let's take a break, Aggie, and we'll come back. Vikings lead 26-0. Fake break, no break. Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'd like to welcome our viewers into Kindred, North Dakota. The number 1 seed in the state of North Dakota is the Kindred Vikings. Nick, you got the standings handy? We were talking off air a little bit about the rankings. I think that some Eastern folks might be questioning some of the power rankings right now in the state of North Dakota. Go ahead and tell the viewers what the top 5 teams in Class B 11-man football are.
Right now from the NDHSAA, Kindred is number 1, Velvet Drake Animus at the 2 spot, Dixon Trinity 3, Botno coming off a big win against Langdon, Edmore Munich last week is in the 4, and then a team out in Bismarck named the Shiloh Skyhawks round up the top 5 in the 5th spot.
So the Vikings hold that number 1 spot. They're the defending champions. They are 3-0. Right now they're taking on the Oak Grove Grovers, who are 0-3. And the other Eastern teams didn't get any love. Hillsboro, Central Valley, Oaks, Lisbon, all have had good wins. Here's a nice tackle by Kylan Swenson.
While looking at those rankings, then they come out in multiple ways. Sometimes they show who's receiving votes. And when I did look, Langdon's still receiving votes, Oaks is receiving votes, Lisbon's receiving votes, all 3 of those teams you just mentioned. So they're still receiving those votes, just not enough votes to crack that top 5.
Yeah, Langdon area, Edmore Munich is a team that we watched last year. Outstanding team, tons of talent. Thompson is another one. Hillsborough, Central Valley, a lot of teams with some outstanding. Oaks just had beaten Central Cass a couple weeks ago. So a lot of teams in the East that might take exception to that. We shall see.
Oh,
fumble on the play.
Looks like Kindred's got it.
Scrum continues.
I think Trey Heinrich is going to come out of this scrum with the ball.
Looks like you're wrong. Looks like
I was wrong.
Yep, that's all right, Aggie. Looks like Dietz was the one who was able to come up with that.
Dietz must have went down there, and him and Trey went after that ball, and Dietz came away with it.
By the way, on that kickoff, that was Foster Lord who had returned it before, taking a good lick from Kylan Swenson. And Foster Lord is the leading rusher for Oak Grove right now. He has 13 yards of rushing. Oak Grove has been able to manage, I think, 3 first downs, but other than that, they haven't had the ball into the red zone of the Vikings yet. The Vikings defense doing much like what you can see right now.
Yep.
Big line, which we talk about often for the Vikings. Very athletic linebackers.
Yeah, I think 2 of those first downs came on that last drive. They got down to around the 40, and then drive kind of stalled down. The little bit I watched of Oak Grove, they like to establish the run. But they're willing to go outside and pass it. And Linton last week had some good success going outside and passing against these corners and safeties against the Vikings. A lot of these teams know they're not going to really be able to punch it up the middle as much as they'd like to. So some teams deciding are going to go outside and attack these corners.
Once again, beautiful night here in Kindred. Just couldn't draw up a better one. Not a very good snap on light of that beautiful night comment. Was not a beautiful snap. And fortunately for Grover fans, Dietz is able to fall on top of it. Going to be 4th and 16 from the Oak Grove 20-yard line. 3:03 remaining in the half. Vikings lead 26-0. Now the clock is under 3 minutes. 4th down, 16. Nice fan base here in Kindred tonight. Ooh, snap is dropped, able to retain it. Makes up for a pretty good punt, gets a good roll, and going to go into Viking territory.
A little bit of a rugby punt there just to get it away.
Luke Johnson on the punt. It's Brady Donabauer that's able to down it. Vikings will take over on their 46-yard line. Once again, Vikings have 4 touchdowns, a rush by Trey, a rushing touchdown of 12 yards. Very nice pass and reception. Jorgen Swenson on the Charlie Beaver for 70 yards. Jorgen Swenson had the next 2 touchdowns by use of his legs, 21-yarder and a 14-yarder. Vikings leading 26-0. 2:41 remains in the half. Swenson calls for the ball. Beaver was the man in motion. Swenson looks to Beaver, goes the opposite way to right. Nice
look to Max Opgren.
Max Opgren's wide open. See how far he can get here. He's got one guy to beat.
Horse collar at the end of the play too.
What a great play there. Jorgen Swenson did a fantastic job. Beaver goes in motion. He looks at him the whole way, draws the entire secondary of the Grovers over to the left side, and then he's got Max Opgren wide open.
That's a nice little design. Max Opgren probably stayed in just a little bit, acted like he's going to chip block on that defensive end, helps out, and then leaks out, and no one picks him up. And he gets out there, and Jorgen Swenson, like you just said, looked out that whole defense, rolled left, and then looked back right, and there's Max Opgren just walking right down the sideline.
Max Opgren's birthday yesterday. That was a nice little birthday present for him. The only thing nicer would have been if he could have got that into the end zone. Unhook the plow, right, Max? Swenson calls for the ball. He's got a receiver to his left and to his right. Hands off to Trey Heinrich, and Trey Heinrich is in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. That one's going to be for 3 yards. 3-yard touchdown
Touchdown run was by number 24.
from Trey Heinrich. He had a 12-yarder to kick off the scoring for the game. 2:23 remains in the second quarter.
32-0. Now it is the Vikings.
See if Riley Sunram can put one in here this time. The last 2 he's missed. He made his first 2 and missed his second 2. This one is
good.
Good snap, good hold, and good kick. Sunram makes it 33-0. Want to try another commercial there, Eggmeister?
I will try.
No commercials. get to listen to Eggie and I. Well, Nick, here we are, Kindred, North Dakota. Beautiful night. Speaking of beautiful night, we've got some fantastic sponsors we want to thank. Peterson Farm Seeds, we want to thank you guys for helping make Magnitude Sports possible here. Sinorama, MLGC, Tommy's Express Car Wash. I want to thank Mustang Seeds and Jamie Swenson of Park Company Realtors. Big thank you to Goldmark Commercial. I want to thank Runnings, Stein Seed, and Nipstead Farms. A big thank you to MJ Nipstead Management Solutions as well. Viking Homes LLC, Kindred Booster Club, Swenson Farms, and Kindred Area Arts Partnership. We also want to thank the Knickerbocker, Kindred Storage, and Kindred State Bank. We've said this many times, Nick, if it weren't for these great sponsors, we would not be able to broadcast these exciting high school events live on Magnitude Sports. Kickoff is going to go to Foster Lord. He takes it at the 20 and is brought down. Took it at the 15.
Yep.
And was taken down almost immediate after a 6-yard.
Number 54 just laid Andrew Green just laid a big hit. Number 16, Jack McDonald. Jack McDonald taking over for Mason Almaris tonight. I'll let you explain what's that injury there.
A little bit of a hip flexor issue. Should hopefully be just about a week. We'll see. Potentially a week, a little bit over a week, but Mason hoping to be back next week for the Vikings. Jack McDonald gets his first start as a varsity for the varsity team. He had a little issue with his MCL, and now he's back, and excited for Jack McDonald getting an opportunity to start for the Vikings. Handoff ends up with, we'll call it no gain there.
Yep.
Foster Lord.
Riley Sunram in there to make that tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
Riley Sunram has had an exciting beginning of the year. He has had a lot of
exciting to say the least.
Yeah, a lot of folks interested in him. University of Minnesota, Stanford, Washington, Iowa State. Who am I missing there, Nick? Oregon.
Duke.
Duke, yeah, that's right. Riley Sunram, number 77, has had lots of interest in football.
They waited right to that September 1st date. Couldn't contact juniors till September 1st. He got that offer from those three, UND, NDSU, and the U of M, because he went to their camps. So that's legal sanction by the NCAA where you can get offered there, but he couldn't be talked to by these coaches until September 1st, and boy, did they come out there and start talking to him.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to watch processes like that happen in a small school like Kindred. You know, we know Abby Dukeshire is at University of Alabama right now playing softball. A lot of, Taryn Johnson and Tina Fryer, a couple other females that have gone on to compete collegiately, and many others. Big hit there.
Hunter Bindus,
sophomore, comes in and lays lick. There's a lot of guys out here now that have exciting paths ahead of them, potentially in collegiate athletics. Wouldn't be surprised if Jack Packer ends up someplace big, either in track or in football. You know, a lot of these other guys, Trey Heinrich, Mason Olmeris looking for baseball. We say Charlie Beaver? I'm sure him and Jorgen Swenson will have opportunities anyway.
And then you have Kylan Swenson, just a sophomore out there. He's got some time to even put up some of the more big numbers for himself, too.
Great block there on cue by Kylan Swenson. Frees up Charlie Beaver, and Charlie Beaver takes it back beyond the original line of scrimmage. What a great block there by Kylan Swenson. He's back there returning and then lays a big block that sets up Charlie Beaver for a big return. Yeah, and then, you look at talking about kids from Kindred that have gone collegiate. Jaden Peraza at Valley City State, Paul Olson at NDSU. There's a whole list of them. It's been fun to for Viking fans to not only watch their the hometown crew perform on the field, but to see them go on and do some pretty exciting things at the collegiate level as well.
Yep, even starting back with Jack Plankers, going all the way to NDSU and Eric Bachmeyer, and it's nice to see all these kids putting their hard work is being received. And
well, if we're keeping on, you got Sawyer Rowland, you got Trent Dukeshire, both headed south for baseball now, and But yeah, Riley Sunram, he's going to
Grove,
have
too.
some.
They had Ben Hogarth.
Yep.
He just the other went to NDSU. Now he's at Concordia, I believe. I'm not sure if he's still there, but another big name coming out of Oak Grove, and a lot of talent coming from North Dakota these days.
That's correct. Well, just a quick recap. We're under a minute left in the half, 58.3 seconds in the half. The Vikings lead by a score of 33-0. They have the ball on the Oak Grove 21-yard line. What are you doing if you're the Vikings here, Nick? It looks like the Vikings have one timeout left. Obviously they can run the full gamut right now with that timeout in their back pocket. Are you going to go? Are you gonna go throw, run? You gonna run it and see what you can get out of this? Let the beef up front spark someone, or what's your plan here?
I think you're gonna run it here. I think you're gonna hand that off to your. It looks like, is that Max Opgren in the backfield?
Looks like they got.
Maybe they will be passing it here.
They got McDonald and Swenson to Swenson's left.
Yep.
Schwartzwalter up top. Someone got through, wasn't able to connect, and here's a pass. Probably good that he dropped it.
Yep.
Smart decision there by Cam Schwartzwalter, whether he tried to or not. I'll stop the clock at 51.2 seconds.
Grover's got pressure there immediately. They were right back there. Two of them got through. I didn't catch their numbers. But two of those linemen got right past those Kindred linemen, got pressure in Jorgen Swenson's face and made him scramble.
Max Hopgren's going to come out of the game. And I think he was in for Trey Heinrich, so Trey Heinrich must have just needed a quick breather.
No, I think Trey Heinrich was lined up in the slot.
Okay.
There. Charlie Beaver just ran in.
Same formation here for the Vikings. Jorgen Swenson rolls to his left. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to get to the outside, step out of bounds. Good decision by Jorgen. 44.5 seconds left. Ball's going to be on the 11-yard line. It's almost something, Nick, where, the Vikings defense has been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they do want to run the ball, and if you can get it in the end zone, great. If you don't, then maybe you just take some time off and make sure Oak Grove doesn't get the ball back.
Yeah, with 44 seconds left, I think they're going to go for it. They have a timeout. They can run it. They can pass it. They can do whatever they want.
3rd down and 1, by the way.
Yeah, on this one, I'm expecting pass here unless Jorgen Swenson goes out.
It could be a keeper right up the middle here. We'll see. Jorgen steps back, looks to his right, throws to his right.
50-50 ball.
Nice catch there by Trey Heinrich. Good coverage by the Grovers. It was Oscar Francis on the coverage, but great job by Trey Heinrich going up and getting that ball. Going to be 11-yard touchdown pass. Swenson to Heinrich.
Yeah, on that one right there, 3rd and 1. You know you're going for it on 4th down. You might as well go take that shot in the end zone, and then you let your big boys work up front. And you have an athlete like Trey Heinrich out there. Great coverage, but Jorgen Swenson decides, hey, I know my athlete out there on the side, and I'm going to give a 50-50 ball, and Trey Heinrich came down with it.
Snaps a little high. Good job by Swenson to put it down, and Sunram kicks it through, makes it 40-0. Vikings lead the Grovers. 37.2 seconds left in the half. To begin the game, the Vikings did win the toss, the coin flip, and they did defer. Oak Grove elected to receive, so the Vikings will get the ball back to start the second half.
Yep.
But the Grovers will have it now with 37 seconds left. See what they can do with it.
At this point, I think Coach Whitney probably is going to run this ball out, maybe take a shot, but he doesn't want to risk a turnover here again and give the Vikings another shot at the end zone before half. Maybe see what he gets on the kickoff return here. If it's on their 40 still, I don't think he's going to want to do much with it and try and see if they can break one off on the run.
Going to be Foster Lord and Andrew Green back for the Grovers to receive. And is that a new kicker for the Vikings, Nick?
It looks like the JV.
Andrew Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Haley on the kick for the Vikings, sophomore. He's going to boot it back. It's going to go to Green. Ball goes to the 25, and Green lands on it and stays on it. So Andrew Haley enters into the game. Unless I'm mistaken, that's the first time he's been in the game.
Yep, you're not mistaken.
All right. So good job by the youngster Andrew Haley to boot that ball. Grover's going to start with it on their 26-yard line. 1st and 10, 36.4 seconds left in the half. you guys as fans might have to bear with Eggy and I all half long if we can't get these commercials going.
Hey, we'll come up with something good.
Well, we haven't got to talk much this game yet, Eggy, so you were right.
Taking a knee.
Yep, taking a knee. So the play clock is at 25. They haven't started it yet. Game clock's at 27, 26, 25, and what a smart job by the play clock guy.
Goes
Not
to
starting.
40.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for the first half. First half will come to a close. It's not officially there yet. 10 seconds and counting on the game clock. But Oak Grove is content to take this to the half. Vikings lead by a score of 40-0. And there's no horn,
No horn.
but just trust us.
The
The clock did go to zeros, and Vikings lead by a score of 40-0. I'll do a quick wrap on the half, Nicholas, and then get your thoughts on how that first half went. Vikings started off the scoring with a touchdown by Trey Heinrich, 12-yard rushing touchdown. It was their first drive of the game, the Vikings, and Riley Sunram kicked the point after. It was good. The Vikings took a 7-0 lead. Vikings on their second possession of the ball saw a Jorgen Swenson to Charlie Beaver connection of 70 yards on the first play from their 30-yard line. That touchdown made it 13-0, and the point after was again good by Riley Sunram to make it 14-0. Vikings scored their third touchdown off the legs of Jorgen Swenson, a 21-yard rushing touchdown. That made it 20-0. The point after was no good. Hit the upright. Following that, Jorgen Swenson had another touchdown. Again, he rushed it in 14 yards, 14-yard touchdown by Jorgen Swenson. Point after was blocked, so it remained 26-0. Trey Heinrich, you saw it here. He had a 3-yard touchdown with 2:23 left in the second quarter. That made it 32-0, and the point after was good by Riley Sunram. Once again, that's 33-0 in favor of the Vikings, and to close out the half, nice pass from Jorgen Swenson to Trey Heinrich. It was 3rd and 1, but the Vikings got 11, and Trey Heinrich went into the end zone, giving the Vikings a 39-0 lead, and once again, Riley Sunram came on, and his point after was good, made it 40-0. Nick, what were your thoughts on the first quarter?
It just starts up front.
First half.
Starts up front. I mean, we're beating a dead horse here talking about this Kindred offense defensive line, but that's where it starts. I mean, that first drive, they stop the Grovers right away. I think it was a 3-and-out. They punt, and then they come in and they run, and they just run it down the field. And then once they establish that run, then you get to see those passes from Jorgen Swenson, Charlie Beaver, Max Opgren, Trey Heinrich, and it's just kind of taken over. I mean, Oak Grove, I'm not mistaken, they haven't turned the ball over. It's just they're not just getting on that run game, and then when they're trying to go outside to the passes, they're just not connecting.
Well, let me jump in here, Nick. I mean, to start off the game, the Vikings get a really nice kickoff.
Yes.
That actually Oak Grove it goes over the returner's heads.
Yep.
They pick it up at the 7-yard line or somewhere around there and run it back to their own 4. So right off the chute, the Vikings are flying down the field, and they pin the Grovers back to their own 4-yard line, and then their first run is a loss of 3 yards. So they're working with the goalpost. Dwelling over them is a nice large shadow.
That's just kind of how the whole first half went. I think Oak Grove and all of their possessions only made it past the 50-yard mark once, getting into opponent territory. It just says something about the defense of the Kindred Vikings and how stout they are. Pretty sure they've only allowed, 14 points on the year, and that came last weekend against Linton, and they're outscoring their opponents by a heavy margin. So,
yeah, right now the Vikings are 3-0. They have played, obviously, 3 games. They beat Lisbon at home 19-0. They went to Hillsboro, a very impressive win, defeated Hillsboro by a score of 36-0. And they just were in Linton last Friday. It was 38-21. So those are the only 21 points that they had scored. And Linton did have, maybe the one weakness of the Vikings is if you do have receivers with height, it's going to be tough because the Vikings don't have that height on the outside. They have a lot of athleticism, but the height kind of got to them a little bit, and Linton had some very good athletes. But the Vikings, again, 38-21, they're able to continue undefeated. Oak Grove, on the other hand, is 0-3. They started off the year at home against Central Cass, lost by a score of 34-14, and they went to Sargent County after that, lost 20-13.
That was a close game. I know it was really close, and then I think starting quarterback Jack Dietz got banged up, came out for the rest of that game, and that was kind of the turning point of that Sargent County game. And
then last week, Oak Grove played Oaks at home and lost 50-14. Oaks is a team, Nick, that is going to do some damage. They had a big win 2 weeks ago. They hosted Central Cass. I listened to that game on the radio, and Oaks scored late. Game. And they held Castleton. Castleton played a pretty sloppy game, a lot of turnovers, but Oaks took advantage of, you look at turnovers 2 ways. It happens, but it also can be created because of a stealthy defense.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see Oaks. I think Oaks is going to be a fun.
That's going to be the homecoming game here in Kindred, North Dakota,
and it's going to be a great atmosphere. That Oaks game, not to look too far ahead, Nick, is 2 weeks from here. September 23rd, and it's homecoming. And let me tell you, there are many folks that are putting together a heck of a homecoming.
If it's anything like last year's homecoming, they had the big block party out there in the parking lot.
Well, it might be bigger and better if you're looking forward to homecoming. They've got the park rented out now. They've got vendors. They've got food trucks. They've got games, the PTO and Booster Club and KAAP are all putting together their hands in one basket, and it's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. Of course, going to have the parade. We'll give some special love to our homecoming royalty, too. That was announced this week. So it's going to be fun 2 weeks from now. Kindred will play host to Oaks, and Oaks is putting together a good year so far. Give us an update, Nick. You've got one on your phone, and we've got that nifty little app that we can check as well.
Yes, we got Central Cass at Lisbon tonight, which should be a good game. Both top 3-4 teams in the region here, and Central Cass at halftime is beating Lisbon 23-6. So Lisbon, Cass jumped out to a few touchdown lead here. Couple touchdown lead at halftime over in Lisbon. I think right now I'm watching on this screen, it's got a little flag football going, letting the little kids go out there and play at halftime.
Well, that's exciting stuff. Do you have any more updates there?
I'll keep looking.
Well, we'll keep looking ahead for the schedule here. So for Oak, we went through Kindred's. Once again, we're not able to get our commercials going. We'll thank our sponsors here in just a second as well. But Vikings are 3-0, defeated Lisbon, Hillsboro, Central Valley, and Linton. Again, next week they head to Northern Cass, and then it's homecoming in Kindred on September 23rd. On the Grovers side of things, we had already talked about the fact that they are 0-3, lost to Central Cass 34-14. Lost to Sargent County 20-13, and lost to Oaks 50-14. Right now, of course, they're losing 40-0 here in Kindred. Next week, they host Lisbon, and Lisbon, of course, we saw Lisbon. They looked really good, but Central Cass has obviously responded incredibly well after that loss to Oaks, and they are defeating, you said, 23-6, right, Eggie?
Yep, and I got another one here. Hillsboro Central Valley is up 35-8 over Grafton. Another one in this region, Sargent County is beating Ellendale Edgeley-Culm 32-0 at halftime.
So once again, the Grovers next week are going to host Lisbon. Then they go to Ellendale Edgeley-Culm to take on EEK in Edgeley. And then they host Thompson. Thompson, one of those teams that maybe we're a little surprised didn't make the top 5. Thompson, Langdon area, Edmore, Hillsboro, Central Valley, Lisbon, Central Cass, Oaks, all teams that are going to be tough in the playoffs.
But those teams out west, I know they can fly around, have a lot of good athletes out there.
What do we do next, Nick?
I don't know.
Well, if you're just joining us, Josh Omaris alongside Nick Eggman, and we've got Lucas Glabundy with us. Gorgeous night here in Kindred. Beautiful night.
It is. It's like that type of weather. I was driving over here on my good old golf cart in small town Kindred, and on the way, just felt like football weather.
Yep.
Nice 65 degrees outside. Not really windy, but you have that brisk cold air and it's just good to be out back on the football field.
Yeah, what was the best thing you saw while you're on your golf cart ride?
Good old RV driving down the road.
Yeah, but good old NDSU RV just makes it feel more like football. A 1983 Chevy Sundancer, the color of rust, a little bit of stickers on there, and it just adds to the excitement. Tailgating
Yes,
tomorrow,
does.
of course, for NDSU football, and
Who do they play tomorrow?
North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. And then the big thing is, of course, the Bison will head down to University of Arizona next week. I've got my tickets for that, my airline
Nice.
tickets and my regular tickets. So it should be a fun time. University of Arizona in Tucson should be exciting. Vikings playing a FBS team, and be interesting to see where they.
Arizona's got a big game this week. They're 1-0 and they play Mississippi State. So if they can knock off Mississippi State, that's going to be a big game for the Bison going down there.
Yes, sure is. Nick, why don't you give some love to our sponsors?
These sponsors, I want to say again, thanks to everyone that has sponsored Kindred Football and getting this Magnitude Sports broadcast available for you guys. Peterson Farm Seed, they got the scoreboard too, and the Signorama, the first downs, MLGC, Red Zone, Tommy's Express Car Wash. They just opened another car wash again today. Mustang Seeds, Jamie R. Swenson and Park Company Realtors, Golden Mark Commercial, they Player of the Game, Runnings, Stein Seed, Nipstead Farms, and MJ Nipstead Management Solutions, Viking Homes, Kindred Booster Club, Swenson Farms, and Kindred Area Arts Program, and then Knickerbocker, Kindred State Bank, and Kindred Storage.
Once again, to you sponsors, big thank you. As Nick said it, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys, and we really enjoy it. I know that there's a lot of fans from all over that are fun to hear from, that get the opportunity to sit down and enjoy high school football from all over the United States, because they can't be here in person.
Yep.
Well, Nick, if you're the Vikings, what are you saying if you're Coach Crane?
Varsity, great game. Take your helmets off. We're going to go let the JV boys run around for a little bit.
You're not going to see very many of them, huh?
Nope, I don't think so.
Coach Matt Crane is in his 10th year with the program, 9th year as a head coach. He hails from Wasilla, Alaska, coached in Lakota and taught there for 3 years. He's a Valley City State University graduate. And another fun fact about Coach Crane, he was born in Anchorage, Alaska at 3 a.m. on October 14th. So I told him we'd fit that in someplace as I was asking him.
Got another fun fact, too.
He was born the day after I was born, of course.
Oh.
You think he's older than me or younger than me?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's older. Looks older, but he's actually younger. Yeah. So anyway, Coach Crane, your prediction is sit down varsity, great job, and now enjoy cheering on the youngsters.
Yep.
How about if you're the Grovers?
If you're the Grovers, I mean, down 40-0 at half, you're just telling them, hey, go out there, keep playing football, keep going, try and get a drive together and piece something together here in the second half. It's going to be running clock, so the second half might go a little bit quicker than the first half. But keep these boys positive and keep them going and wanting to play.
Hey, a special congratulations. We talked about homecoming. Homecoming royalty for the Kindred Vikings. First of all, for the girls, it was Charlie McQuillan, Gracie Nelson, Elizabeth Soljum, Kennedy, excuse me one second here. Yeah, Caden Striley and Kennedy. Help me out, Kennedy. I can't believe I'm blanking on Kennedy. I'm so sorry.
Don't you teach there?
Yes, just one of those. We've been busy here tonight. Been very busy. Stoddard came to me. Kennedy My sincerest apologies if you're listening. Kennedy Stoddard, Cadence Striley, Elizabeth Solgem, Gracie Nelson, Charlie McQuillan. Big congratulations to you ladies. You are the homecoming candidates. And for the guys, Trey Heinrich, Charlie Beaver, Mason, I can't remember Mason's last name.
What is that? I have no idea either.
Mason Almaris, Cole Campbell, and Blake Hushka. Nice. Congratulations to those guys for being nominated by their peers as homecoming candidates.
Yeah, I was out in Cheyenne today. They had a big old pep rally during third hour. They did the same thing. They got homecoming week next week and named all the candidates out there too. It's getting to that time of the year. All these schools are starting to have.
Well, if you're thinking about a game to come to, if you're coming from a ways and you just want to check out this number one team, Kindred Vikings, number one ranked team in the state, homecoming week will have tons of festivities. But the homecoming night on Friday, 2 weeks from tonight, the parade, boy, the Kindred Days parade in August was outstanding. I imagine that the homecoming one's going to be excellent. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're looking for something to do and an excuse to get down to Kindred and watch some football, September 23rd is the night. Parade kicks off at 5. There's a pep rally that day at 2:30 and all kinds of fun things. So, Nick, we survived it. No commercials.
Hey, when we need to talk, we know how to talk.
Say what you will about Nick and I. But the ability to gab, we can figure that one out. Our apologies to Lucas Klabundy, who's running the camera, who's had to sit here and listen to this. Always fun to have Kindred alum up here. Lucas Klabundy played last year, a state champion. Captain of the Legion baseball team, had a great run to end his career as a Kindred Viking. Pleasure to have him here. And then, of course, Nick Eggman. Joining myself, Josh Almaris. Kickoff about to be underway here. 8:20 p.m. And here comes the kickoff once again. Vikings won the toss. They elected to defer.
Onside.
Oh, bounces around. Nobody wants it. There is a flag on the play, so this might all be for naught.
I'm not sure what this. Looks like Oak Grove came up with it.
Oak Grove did come up with it.
The ref
but
put the flag back into his waistband, but they're still talking, and they're giving it to Oak Grove.
So it is the flag. Was it just that it fell out, or fake flag, or what do you think?
He might have. I think he was trying to throw the blue bag to signal ball on the ground, and the flag came out with it.
Certainly didn't look like it was offside. I mean, I think the call is definitely right. It bounced off the hands of one of the youngsters on the line.
Yeah, that looked like that was a JV kick return out there.
Yeah.
I don't think they were quite ready for that one. That was a great onside kick, though.
Taking advantage of the youngsters, would you call it that, Nick?
I think they're going to do it regardless.
Yeah. Well, first down play, going to be a run up the middle, going to pick up about 3 yards. That was Foster Lord with the ball.
Now I'm going to have to start looking at these names here for the Kindred Vikings.
Yeah, that's a good point. So about a 4-yard gain for Lord, and that's going to put him at around 17 yards on the night. The handoff to Lord, pulls
keeper.
back. Yep, it's keeper.
Ooh.
Oh, nice little run here. A little bit of life from the Grovers. That was Dietz.
Yeah, Dietz ran over a Kindred Viking there. Ball security, the ball was out there, but it doesn't matter when you truck the runner trying to tackle you.
Gain of about 8. Gives Dietz 9 on the day. Give a thank you to Brett. Listening from afar, one of those listening throughout the United States near the Twin Cities area. Appreciate Brett tuning in. And everybody else who's tuned in. Special thank you to our Magnitude sponsors. Dietz going to throw to his left here. Got a guy. Nice job there. That was number 16. Is that Jack McDonald?
Yep.
Jack McDonald. First start as a varsity player.
It looked like Dietz, he had this guy. I didn't quite catch the number there for Oak Grove running down the field, but he had him, and I think he just let it go out of his hand a little weird, and it floated up there, and it gave time for Jack McDonald to come get under that and nearly get that interception.
Yeah, that idea of going back and getting the ball would have certainly helped him out, but Jack McDonald got some good speed, and he closed fast. Dietz has 2 receivers to his left, pulls back, is able to slip away from one guy, but not another. And that's a nice tackle there by Landon Kotzik. Sophomore, 5'9", 160-pound. Landon Kotzik gets a nice tackle for the Vikings. Grovers are going to have the ball 3rd and 10. Vikings lead by a score of 40-0 and 9:50 and counting on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Ball's at the 34-yard line of the Vikings. Vikings have pretty much their entire JV crew out there, I would say, Nick.
Yep. I think Jack McDonald's staying out there as Mason Almaris technically probably would be the varsity starter, and Jack's been playing JV.
Mason out with an injury today. Quick pass there by Dietz. Almost picked there by, was that
Gabe Whipple.
Gabe Whipple.
Secondary. It looked like he kind of just thought he was getting ready to make a tackle if it was caught, and didn't think that ball was going to go over the receiver's head, and came in, tried to get it last second, but not in time.
4th and 10 for the Grovers. We're under 9 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, 8:59 and counting. Clock will run. Let the viewers know when it's going to stop, Nick.
Touchdowns, timeouts, and turnovers.
4th and 10. Vikings trying to turn over the Grovers right now. Grovers trying to keep this drive going. Pitch back to Foster Lord. Foster Lord's going to run into his right. Excuse me, that's not Lord.
That is not Lord.
Nope, that was my fault. Good stop by the Vikings. Going to be a turnover on downs. That was Brady Donabauer.
Yeah, Miles Stroh is out there to make first contact, and then Donabauer came out and finished it up.
Vikings going to take over on downs. So as Nick just said, that'll stop the clock. 8:34 remains in the 3rd quarter.
37-yard line, 1st and 10.
Is that allowed? Yeah, lights.
Is it loud? Oh, yeah. We don't have the windows in. It's much nicer.
Lights are on in the press box.
It was getting dark in here. Couldn't read my sheets there, Nick. Just want to make sure everybody was okay with that. Being a nice guy here.
You got your contacts in?
LASIK.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, LASIK. I don't have glasses. It's been a long time. A couple of years, actually.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Short-term
I'm sure that our
memory
viewers are really excited to know that I got LASIK a couple of years ago. Great decision if you're considering it. It's a good thing to do. But, also something for viewers to consider when it's dark out, Eggie. It doesn't matter what kind of vision you have. You still need light to be able to see what you're reading.
I was reading mine just fine.
Okay. Yeah, young eyes, Vikings have the ball 2nd and 12. Fake handoff. Was that a direct snap there?
Nope. Patterson flipped it over to number 22, Sawyer Hess.
Sawyer Hess.
Looks like a holding call is going to be called here.
Going to set the Vikings back 10 yards. Going to be 2nd and 22. Chris Larson calls the holding. Actually, the penalty is going to be declined, so it's going to be 3rd and 12.
Yep.
There was a no gain for Sawyer Hess, so Grovers elect to go 3rd and 12 on the ball. One thing that with this JV crew, they're going to take a tremendous amount of pride in is they are not going to want to give up any points.
No.
The Vikings take a lot of pride in the goose egg. They've been able to shut out 2 teams. Linton got the best of them. Patterson going to throw, missed an open receiver there. Patterson did. Looks like that was Landon Kotzik.
Yep.
Who was open. Kotzik, a sophomore, 5'9", 160 pounds. We haven't talked much about David Patterson. He's also a sophomore, 6'2", 205 pounds, big quarterback.
I was going to say he's a big boy out there.
We know how big Max McQuillan was? I mean, he was tall, 6'6", right? How big was he? How much did Max weigh? 6'6", 190?
190.
Something like that. David Patterson is a big boy, 205 pounds, 6'2". Speaking of big boys, that's Riley Sunram.
Look at that punt.
If you missed it, a lot of attention Sunram's gotten across the nation. University of Oregon, Washington, Iowa State, University of Minnesota, Duke, Stanford, all have their eyes on Riley Sunram, number 75. Fun to be a part of that journey as Kindred Viking fans throughout Kindred.
And if you care about baseball, or the Twins, which our colleague over here has kind of given up, they resumed play out in Minneapolis.
So if you're looking for something to do while you're listening to Magnitude Sports, enjoy the Twins crashing and burning. They're resumed.
Score 0-0.
Oak Grove has the ball. 1st and 10 from the 36. Able to pick up 4 yards on this run from, I believe it was Foster. Nope, it was Dietz. He kept it. I was just in New York City and able to see him get beat by the Yankees. Told you, Nick, I think I might convert to being a Yankees fan.
And wagon.
You can only take so many heartbreaks in your life.
I guess.
Speaking of heartbreaks, Vikings start the year off against the Packers on Sunday.
Stop that. I'm looking optimistic right now.
Of course we are. They are undefeated right now, the Kindred Vikings, as are the Minnesota Vikings. Handoff here. Pickup of about 3 yards. Foster Lord, 16. Donabauer with the rush. Going to be 3rd down and about 5 for the Oak Grove Grovers from their 44-yard line. Dietz calls for the ball. This time he hands off to Foster. No, he does not.
He keeps
it. And he's got a couple. There we go. Nice tackle. Dietz, nice decision by Dietz. Very nice decision by Dietz. He was brought down by Isaac Spellhog, sophomore, 6 foot, 145 pounds. Late pullback there by Dietz.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a scrum. I think both the running back and Dietz had the ball, and then Dietz just kind of pulled it last second when he realized his running back was getting tackled and kept it for a big gain.
Going to be about an 18-yard gain there for Dietz. And the Grovers have the ball 1st and 10 from the Vikings 38 with 4:50 and counting left in the 3rd quarter. Now Foster Lord gets the ball back. He's able to pick up about 5 yards, 4 yards. Going to be 2nd down and 6. Fun night for football here in Kindred. Good-sized crowd.
Mm-hmm. Bigger than the first game we had here.
Bigger than the first game, and if we were to predict something, Nick, I would say that in 2 weeks for homecoming, it's going to be pretty darn full here.
It's going to be packed.
4-12. Dietz gets the ball, pulls it back, runs to his left, being chased by Spellhog. Spellhog, great tackle there. Excuse me, that was Miles Stroh,
Yep, Miles
the
Stroh.
freshman. He went on his horse there, Miles Stroh. Great play. One of the things that gets talked a lot about by defense is run laterally, chase it down. I mean, he came all the way from the opposite side of the line to haul down Dietz there. Good job by the freshman.
Looks like the defensive ends here for the Vikings are getting sucked down a little bit. And it's given the opportunity for Dietz to keep this ball outside.
Dietz has 2 receivers to his right, Quiner and Olson. He runs it on 3rd and short. Going to be close. We'll see where they spot him. It's going to be 4th and short. Vikings agree with it.
Oh,
now we're going to get a measurement. Well, let's thank a couple sponsors. I'd like to give special thanks to the Knickerbocker, Mike Bice. What a great guy Mike Bice is. Looking for something to do after the game, stop at the Knickerbocker. Get some Knicker wings. What's your favorite flavor? You got one?
It's got to just be regular barbecue.
Yeah, sure. I want to thank Kindred State Bank and Kindred Storage. Jim Pearson, always such a great supporter of Kindred Athletics. I want to thank Peterson Farm Seeds. It is a 1st down. Great call by Mr. Dick there on the public address announcer. I want to thank Signorama and Todd Fry. Great signs he makes. You're looking for some signs and you don't trust us, swing by the baseball field. He did all the signs at the baseball field. Todd Fry does excellent work with Sinorama. Here we go. Oak Grove has the ball. Dietz this time hands it off, and he's tackled immediately. Again, that's Foster Lord.
But Miles Stroh right in there again.
Miles Stroh getting his nose dirty tonight. Freshman impressing us early on, Nick.
Yeah, it's always fun when you can, you're an underclassman here. You get to go under these Friday night lights, usually playing on a Monday around 5 o'clock. Now you get to come play under these lights here on Friday night in front of your home crowd and get to show out for your parents and everyone here ready to watch you.
And you're playing against the A stringers of Oak Grove, so
Yep.
you're trying to prove yourself here and play against some stiff competition. Nice slowdown there by Spellhog and finish again by none other than the man we've been talking a lot about.
Yep, Miles Stroh out there again. That was great. Dietz is doing a really good job of holding it in there till contact, then pulling it, and then taking those big gains.
Yeah, very nice run there by the quarterback, Jack Dietz. He's got his team in position, 1st and 10 from the 10. Under 2 minutes now left in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the left for the Grovers. Dietz has Lord behind him. Again, turns to him, pulls back, and this time he is stopped behind the line of a scrimmage. And that was a tackle made by Tate Miller. Sophomore, 5'11", 200 pounds.
Must sound you got some fans right below us for Tate Miller. There's a big scream there when Mr. Dick announced that.
Going to be a loss of 1 yard for the Grovers. 2nd and 11, 1:24 and counting in the third quarter. Vikings lead 40-0. Oak Grove threatening. It's as close as they've gotten to the end zone. Dietz gives to Foster. Foster Lord jumps in for the touchdown. 10-yard or 11-yard touchdown run by Foster Lord. Gets the Grovers on the board. Score is now 40-6. Clock continues to run. We're under a minute, 55 seconds and counting. Want to thank MLGC for their sponsorship. MLGC providing the internet service out here today. Here's the 2-point conversion. Give to Lord. Pile is pushed into the end zone. Goes Foster Lord. And the 2-point conversion is successful. We have a new score. Kindred Vikings 40. Oak Grove Grovers 8. 33.4 seconds left in the third quarter. Well, a good job by the Grovers there, Nicholas.
Yep. Go get down there, get some points on the scoreboard here. Now let's see. Do you think they do it again? Think they do another onside here? Or do you think they kick it away?
Oh boy, I'm gonna go with sure. Let's do it. Work the first time. You got the youngsters for the Vikings out there. Let's see if they can make a play. It worked for them the first time. They really have nothing to lose, right?
Exactly,
they have everything to
exactly.
gain. They're down 40-8. They're certainly not going to go away. They're going to fight till the bitter end.
And another thing too, if they're in a close game down the stretch and on these upcoming games, might as well practice it here. Get used to that kicker kicking those onside kicks and see how he can handle this when it comes to that time.
I like it. So we're going to make a call, Eggie, that we think the Oak Grove Grovers are going to do an onside kick.
You're making that call.
Oh, you're not making it?
I think I'm going to go with kickoff.
Oh, you're going kickoff. So let's do an over-under on this right now.
Okay.
I'll put the over-under of half on onside kicks to happen in the next 5 seconds.
Under.
Okay. All right. So if they onside kick it, I'm going to win this bet. Here we go. Yeah. What do we call that?
That is not
All
onside.
right. So Eggie gets the win. We usually do an over-under. Eggie will take this one. This one is fielded by Sawyer Hess at about the 25, and he brings it up about 10 yards. We'll call it 34. So a 9-yard return there by Sawyer Hess. And Iggy and I now move to a 1-1 record on the over-unders, which I'm sure our fans
Really care
an
about.
awful lot about.
It's pride for us.
Mm-hmm. So a great drive there by the Grovers. Ended with an 11-yard touchdown run by Foster Lord. See what the Vikings do to respond. New quarterback now looks to be
Gabe Whipple.
Gabe Whipple in for the Vikings. Fake handoff. Going to throw it. over the head. Oh, no, nice pass. Jack McDonald looked right away like that was going to be over his head, but that ended up being a great throw.
Yeah, I think it was just out of the reach of Jack McDonald. It was a great throw. I think if Jack dives for it, I think it's catchable there, but just a little out of the reach.
Well, fire up the grill if you're heading to the Knicker. Jim said he's excited for some Knicker wings right now. They just finished up cross country team having a great year this year. They had a fun race tonight, the Moorhead Twilight high school and college race. One of the other proud programs here in Kindred. As we move to the fourth quarter, Vikings lead 40-8, but a big congratulations to the cross country team. Coach Josh Roberts doing a fantastic job. Their numbers are through the roof. They've got great participation, and both the boys and girls team
it's awesome to see
having some success early on here. So again, a thank you to Jim. I want to thank some of our other sponsors, Tommy's Express Car Wash. I want to thank Mustang Seeds and Clay Erdman. Clay Erdman, another big supporter of a lot of the Viking athletics. Jamie Swenson and Park Company Realtors. What a fantastic realtor we have in Jamie Swenson. We want to thank Goldmark Commercial and Andy Westby. Big thank you to Runnings and all the services they provide in the Fargo-Moorhead area, running specifically in Moorhead. A big thank you to them. They've been an outstanding sponsor in Magnitude Sports. We appreciate all you viewers tuning in. If you would like to consider it, please thank those sponsors. Run here goes to Sawyer Hess. Hess is able to pick up about 6 yards there.
Yeah, Gabe Whipple just got that ball to Hess right before he got a big licking on him in the backfield.
Going to be third down and about 3 yards here.
3rd and 2 for the Vikings.
3rd and 2, if you're listening to the PA guy. Vikings with the ball. 11:25 left in the fourth. High snap, Gabe corrals it, hands off. Sawyer Hess, he's met by the full line. I think he lost 2 there.
Yep.
Going to be 4th and 4. What are you doing if you're the Vikings here, Nicholas?
They are running the punt team out on the field.
That's right, so it's an easy call for you. Riley Sunram back to punt. Famous guy, Riley Sunram, throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to see what's going to happen with him in the next few years. He can also throw the shot put darn near 60 feet. Good snap. Good kick. Back to watch it fall silent as Brady Donabauer. And it ends up being down by Hunter Bendis. I want to thank some more of our sponsors, Stein Seed. I want to thank MJ Nipstead Management Solutions, and a big thank you to the Nipstead Farms, Viking Homes LLC, and the Opgran family. A big thank you to Viking Homes, and again, a special happy birthday to Max Opgran. Was his birthday yesterday. 18 years old. Happy birthday, Maxwell. I want to thank Kindred Booster Club. Looking for some of the latest Kindred apparel, stop at the Kindred Booster Club store and get your fixins'. Nice play there by the Kindred defense. Looks like, again, old Miles Stroh having a great
He's flying
game
around
on the defensive side of things. He is able to tackle Dietz for a 2-yard loss. Miles Stroh is a freshman, 5'9", 160 pounds. And he's been involved in a lot. Yeah, the Tate Miller they gave part of that tackle to as well, sophomore. Dietz gets the ball, goes to his left, and now he's met by 2 linemen there. 53 and 42 for the Vikings. It was Perrin Johnson and
Lund, Jacob Lund.
Jacob Lund, yeah, I don't have
42, I think that was. That's Perrin Johnson.
53, Jacob Lund, good call there.
2-yard loss on the play.
And Perrin Johnson on the tackle. Jacob Lund, a junior, 5'11", 250, getting in on some action. Going to be 3rd down and 14, 9:20 and counting. 10 on the play clock. Dietz with trips to his right. Low snap, picks it off the ground, rolls to his right, has nobody.
Here's
He's
one
getting
again.
chased. He runs to his left now. He's going to set and throw, has a man. He's tackled. That was
Number
Avery Quiner
Yep.
on the catch.
Looks he's got enough for the first down, too. That was great improvisation there by Jack Dietz to go see he's got nowhere to go on the right side, come back around, and his wide receiver in Quiner realized that as well and started coming back to the ball, and Dietz found him and delivered.
Catch and reception of 14 yards, 1st and 10 Grovers, 8:40 left in the game. Ball on the 35-yard line for the Grovers. Dietz has 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Pulls from Foster, he takes it to his right, tackled again by Miles Stroh. Miles Stroh involved in almost every run here.
I think he might get the leading tackler on the day.
He's doing a great job, Miles Stroh is. I know we've said that a few times, but he's certainly earning the compliments here.
He's earning the airtime.
So we talked about the rankings. Kindred number 1, and then
Velva, Drake Animus 2, Trinity Dickinson Trinity at 3, Botno at 4, and then Shiloh Christian at 5.
Oak Grove was able to pick up a first down here.
Foster Lord on the carry.
I'm excited to see some of those scores out from the West. See how those top teams did, the ones that made
And that's another Grover first down.
the top 5 here. I know Botno, they were a 9-man team last year. Now they're up here in the top rankings here in Class B, 11-man. So it's good to see these 9-man schools can transition into this 11-man.
It's like that East-West, you're always interested in what's going on the other side. You take pride in what's going on in your part of the state. Might be a little friendly rivalry east to west. I'm sure that there's a nice pullback there by Dietz. He's going to keep running here, and he's got almost an open lane. He broke a lot of tackles. It took quite a few to get him down. It was number 16, Jack McDonald, who finally was able to make a touchdown-saving tackle. It's going to move the ball all the way to the 35 of the Vikings.
Yeah, like I said, that Shiloh is playing Dickinson Trinity tonight, number 3 versus 5, and right now it is 27-21, and Shiloh is up.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I mean, the East people, I'm sure are taking a little bit of exception and not having any other team in the top 5. So certainly something that's very fluid and will change week to week. Football seems to be a sport that a lot of people get maybe overreact to, right, week to week based on how their team does. The nice carry there by Foster Lord inside the 20 in the MLGC red zone. Going to be a pickup of about almost 20 yards. We'll call it 18 yards for Foster Lord there.
Yep, like to call it Overreaction Monday.
Yeah. So it'll be fun to watch and see how the standings all shape up from week to week. That's how they roll right now. Speaking of roll, Dietz rolls to his left. Going to be a flag on the play. Nice tackle there by number 59 of the Vikings, Tate Miller. See what the flag is. Dietz doing a great job of moving the ball. This time there's going to be a hold on the play, and it's going to come back. 1st and 10 is going to turn into more like 1st and 20. Ball was on the 18, going to be moved back to the 28. 1st and 20 from the 28. 5:53 left in the game.
Yep, Grover's trying to punch this thing in here. If I'm not mistaken, in high school it's 30 points is the cutoff for running time. So if they get it here, the running time will be turned off and back to normal play clock.
Did you say penalties? Stop it?
I'm not sure.
So it might be 35, Nick, because the clock is stopped right now. 5:53. Dietz has the ball, rolls to his right, throws to his right. It looks like quite a bit of contact there. Nice catch, though. Catch is made. Nice catch by William Olson. McDonald on coverage. McDonald fell or was pushed, one of the two. We don't know, but as the play goes, he fell because it's they gave it a 20-yard reception, so it was a first down. Great throw and catch there. Dietz on to Olson. 20-yard gain, 1st and 10. Grovers are back in the MLGC red zone. No, we're 2nd and 1 now. 2nd and 1.
Quarterback keep.
Now we'll have a first down for the Grovers from the 5-yard line.
It must be.
First and, yeah, now
It's 30 because the clock would stop after a first down.
clock's rolling, 5 minutes and counting. First and 5 from the 5. First and goal for the Grovers, trailing 40-8. 4:50 and counting left in the game. Grovers
Oh,
jump.
Start.
Yep. A little bit of excitement there. Mason Germstead maybe left a little bit early. Going to be first and goal from the 10 now for the Grovers. Vikings lead 40-8, 4:38 and counting.
Dietz keeps it.
Dietz keeps it.
Touchdown.
Touchdown Grovers. 10-yard touchdown run for the Grovers makes it 40-14. Point after coming. Dietz with a 10-yard touchdown rush. We've got a good amount of updates coming your way. Nope, we don't have any updates. Nick?
These updates are a little behind.
Okay, all right. Here I thought we were going to have something to talk about after the PAT.
I mean, we can read them off. There's Thompson. They're receiving votes in North Dakota. Beating Carrington 30-14 with 10 minutes left in the fourth.
Well, that must be up to date.
Yep. He's top one. Top one isn't. Dickinson Trinity versus Shiloh.
Going to be a timeout, Nick. Why don't you take us through those scores?
Okay, I just said Shiloh just had a pick six. They returned. It's 27-21 out in Bismarck. Linton HMB is up 24-6, 4 minutes left in the third.
Who are they
over
playing?
Northern Cass.
Okay, gotcha.
And then Sargent County, I said at halftime, is 32-0. Hazen is leading Southern McLean 20-6. End of the first half. That one must be a little behind. Thompson leading 30-14, 10 minutes left in the fourth. Central Cass is still up. They scored another touchdown. It's 30-6. Start of the fourth quarter. And Velva Garrison Drake Animus is up 34-14 over Nedros at halftime. Then Langdon area Edmore Munich is up 24-0 over Rugby. That was at half. And Hillsborough Central Valley is up 42-8. Start of the fourth quarter.
Probably one of the biggest surprises to me, Nick, is Langdon not being in the top 5. I mean, that is an incredibly talented team. I know Carter Tatros,
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunately, out for the year as the PAT is no good. Excellent stop there by the Vikings, led by number 12, David Patterson, and it's going to keep the score at 40-14 in favor of the Vikings. But Langdon area, Edmore Munich, I mean, we had the pleasure of calling that game, or semifinal game here in Kindred, quarterfinal game here in Kindred. And boy, they had just a boatload of talent and a lot of it returning.
Yes.
You know, they lose Carter Tatro, huge loss, but still so much talent
Starting
on that
quarterback,
team.
Reese Worley, he's back. I mean, they got a lot of key factors coming back from that team. And they had Kindred beat. It was just that kickoff return by Kyle and Swenson that basically did them in.
Yeah, and for that matter, Thompson had some phenomenal athletes as well.
Yes.
And they're not getting any votes. But so it'd be interesting to see how the West continues to stack up and the things that they continue to do. Dickinson Trinity, Shiloh Christian, 3-ranked team up 21 over the 5-ranked Shiloh Christian, 21-20. You know, that'll be a score to continue to watch and see how it progresses. Velva Garrison, Drake Animus up by 20 over Nedrose. So just be kind of fun to see how things continue to shake up. Want to give some congratulations once again to the homecoming court for the Kindred High School. Trey Heinrich, Charlie Beaver, Mason Almaris, Cole Campbell, and Blake Hushka on the boys' side. Kennedy Stoddard, Caden Striley, Elizabeth Soljum, Gracie Nelson, and Charlie McQuillan on the girls' side. Homecoming week, not this coming week, but the week after. Kickoff, pooch kick into the gap, picked up. Who's got that, Nick?
22. That would be Sawyer Hess.
We're very used to the starters. The JV crew is Cooper getting used to a little bit. Sorry to Sawyer Hess. I want to thank Swenson Farms and Kindred Area Arts Partnership. Kindred Area Arts Partnership, one of the groups that's going to be very involved in the homecoming activities. And again, all our sponsors, if you're enjoying Magnitude coverage, even if you're not, feel free to thank our sponsors. Let them know that you appreciate them providing free coverage of Kindred Area Athletics. Patterson runs to his right, pulls, stays in bounds. He's not stepping out of bounds.
Nope.
He's able to pick up about 13 yards there. Going to be 1st and 10. Vikings have the ball. 4:07 and counting left in the game. Under 4 minutes now. One more time, Peterson Farm Seed, Sinorama, MLGC, Tommy's Express Car Wash, Knickerbocker, Kindred Storage, Kindred State Bank, Swenson Farms, KAAP, Kindred Booster Club, Viking Homes, Nipstead Farms, and MJ Nipstead Management. Thank you to all you folks. Patterson, 2 receivers to his left, rolls to his left, tucks it. He's going to run it. He's got a lot of room. Flag on the play. This one's coming back, Nick.
Yes,
he gets
it is.
inside the 25, but
A couple dirty laundries on the field.
we'll wait for the call. But thanks to Stein Seed, Runnings, Goldmark Commercial, Jamie Swenson and Park Company Realtors, and Mustang Seed. Here comes the official call. Waiting on Chris Larson, the white hat tonight. Holding against the Vikings. No surprise. Repeat first down. Going to be 10 yards. Looked like that hold came right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Going to be 1st down and 20.
3:27 left in the game.
It'll be 1st and 20 for the Vikings.
David Patterson gets a snap. Hands off to Sawyer Hess. Sawyer Hess
he's
is
got
going to
some
get his first
line.
touchdown of the year. Sawyer Hess at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Sawyer Hess. Sawyer Hess, congratulations, young man.
First varsity touchdown.
First varsity touchdown for Sawyer Hess, the freshman. Crowd's excited for him. 5'6", 135-pound freshman Sawyer Hess gets into the end zone. First touchdown for Sawyer Hess at the varsity level. Fun to see, not only that happen, Nick, but the excitement from the
crowd,
the
yep.
older guys.
Yeah, and
they're pumped
yes.
up for him. Makes the score 46-14. Viking Sunram on the kick. Here's the snap, the hold, and the kick. No good.
No good.
Sunram kicked it to the left. Good snap there. Is that Bindus who's long snapping? We haven't given him any love, have we? Yep. Bindus has done a great job with his snaps tonight. It was a good snap, good hold. Sunram just couldn't kick it through the uprights. So the score is going to remain 46-14. So once again, that drive was capped off by a touchdown run from Sawyer Hess, the freshman. You know what, Nick? I didn't even catch how long that was.
Ooh.
More on that to come. Almost 60 yards. That's coming from Lucas Klabundi,
Yep.
the cameraman. Called a 60-yard rushing touchdown off the legs of Sawyer Hess. Think we got a trackster in that young man, Nicholas.
Yes. You got to let him play baseball, though, still.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. All those multi-sport athletes here in Kindred. Nice kick there. A lot of excitement from the fans still. Gotta appreciate that.
Good coverage.
Andrew Haley, I think that was his second kick, at least his second kick of
his
the night. He's kicking the ball well, Andrew Haley is.
Yep.
Another youngster, sophomore.
These fans.
Yeah.
Loving it out here.
Oak Grove will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 27. 2:18 remains in the game.
Running clock will be
Andrew Haley's
again.
nickname is Bubba.
And I gathered that one.
Yeah. Andrew Haley with the big boot, and the fans showing him his love. Now he goes to the nose guard position. Isn't that funny that Kindred has 2 kickers, both big linemen?
Yep.
Riley Sunram and Andrew Haley, Bubba himself. And then they got Jorgen Swenson in there. He's not a lineman, but going to be a timeout. We're not going to take one with them, Nick. We're just going to fill the airwaves with
our beautiful voices.
Yep. Game is just about 2 hours old, 8:59. Sun went down about an hour and 8 minutes ago, 7:51. Nearing the vernal equinox right now, Nicholas. You know what that means, Nick? We are right at 12 hours of sunlight every day and losing more every single day along the way.
I know. I went golfing yesterday. I miss being able to golf till 10. Now I can only golf till 8.
How'd you shoot?
3 over.
Where were you playing?
Barnesville.
Okay. Barnesville's got a beautiful course.
Yes.
Nice little run there by the Grovers, number 20, A.J. Tyler. Pickup of about 7 yards. A.J. Tyler gets his first carry of the day. A lot of youngsters in for Oak Grove, you can tell by the red helmets.
Yep.
Going to be 2nd and 3, 1:53 and counting left in the game. Ball on the Oak Grove 35-yard line. Vikings lead 46-14. Snap, handoff to A.J. He's tackled behind the line of scrimmage
by guess who?
Miles Stroh. Well, we're gonna give a Goldmark Commercial Player of the Game. Miles Stroh gonna be. I mean, he just got to at least throw the nomination out there, Nick. I mean, Miles Stroh is being called a tremendous amount. Good stats people would call the number of tackles. Here, another good stop by the Vikings. A.J. had a very good first run. A.J. Tyler did, but the Vikings have been able to tackle him behind the line of scrimmage the last 2 times. We're under a minute, 55 and counting left in the game. 4th and 7, 25 on the play clock, 51 on the game clock. Grovers have to make one more play. What are they doing, Nick?
Running it.
They're going to run it? They're not going to punt it?
Nope.
42, 41, 40. Looks like they're going to run the play clock down and call a timeout. 11, 10, 9 on the play clock. They do have a timeout left. Just 1. 5 now on the play clock. 4 and waiting for that timeout. Timeout, Oak Grove. 28 seconds spot on left in the 4th quarter. Well, Nick, you called it. You said the youngsters were going to be on the field for the Vikings. And the Oak Grove Grovers, they're going to continue to fight. I mean, They're not going to back down. And they've got things that they, of course, want to work on. But what were your thoughts on how the 3rd quarter and into the 4th quarter here has played out?
Oak Grove kept those starters in, and I think that was smart of them. Keep working on their stuff. And Jack Dietz really started to pick it up. He's doing really good at keeping the ball going on these long runs. And besides those big plays that Jack Dietz had and moving down the field, I think these young kids from Kindred, they really stepped up and they showed that, hey, we want to come out here and compete just like a varsity, and we're not going to back down from these starters. But it was really nice to see Oak Grove to drive down the field a couple times.
Oak Grove is going to win the half. But, the youngsters, look at this. Nice interception there.
Hog.
There's a couple of guys up there, Hayden Sitchie and Isaac Spellhog. Isaac Spellhog's the guy who came down with it, and the Vikings get the interception. Forget the fact I'm not knocking that ball down and taking the ball down the field. I'm taking that interception, Isaac Spellhog. Nice job by Isaac to pick up his interception. 21.9 seconds left in the game. First and 10 for the Vikings. More than likely going to be in victory formation. They've got their varsity crew out there.
No better feeling.
That's right. Best formation in football. as long as you're on the winning side of it.
Yes.
Swenson calls for the ball, takes a knee, and that'll do it, folks. Clock is at 20 and counting. Vikings are going to win this one by a score of 46-14. Nick, we're going to have to keep it here because we're excited to continue to talk about the end of this game here. So we're going to keep it here. Vikings win 46-14. They move to 4-0. The Oak Grove Grovers are going to go to 0-4. Once again, the Vikings, number one team in the state, 4-0. Continue to do a great job on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Tonight they score over 40 points. They give up 14 points. Next week, the Vikings are going to head to Northern Cass, and they're going to take on the Northern Cass Jaguars at 7 o'clock. That's a September 16th, Friday night light game. And then in 2 weeks, Vikings will take on Oaks here in Kindred for homecoming, September 23rd. Hosting Oaks. If you're an Oak Grove Grovers fan, you're looking for what's up next for them. As I said, they are now 0-4. Next week, they get to host the Lisbon Broncos. Lisbon Broncos have a solid team. The Lisbon's going to travel to Oak Grove. They're going to play at Fargo Davies, September 16th at 7 o'clock. And then week after that, the Oak Grove Grovers head to Edgeley, where they're going to take on Ellendale Edgeley-Colm, the Ellendale Edgeley-Colm Thunder, on September 23rd at 7 o'clock. Nick, I'll give you a chance to give one more time just a quick run through of your closing thoughts, and then we get to do this just totally on the fly, the Goldmark Commercial Player of the Game. I'll let you just give a quick recap of your thoughts on the game, and then we'll do the Player of the Game, and then we'll talk about the scoring highlights as well. Go ahead, Nick.
Rundown of the game. I mean, Kindred came out and kind of set that precedent right away. Hey, we're going to run. We're going to go for our passes after we establish this run. And we're going to make sure we score early and we score often. That's exactly what they did. Came out, scored on every possession they had in the first half, got it to a 40-0 lead at halftime. And after that, didn't see a single varsity starter out besides special situations the rest of the game. And Oak Grove came out in the second half, and they just said, hey, we're going to keep fighting here. We don't want to be done. They're guys got in the end zone twice, won the second half, and it was nice to see the Kindred JV kids come in and fly around the field, get some playing time under these lights on a Friday night in Kindred, North Dakota.
Quick scoring recap before we get to Goldmark Commercial Player of the Game. I know I said we're going to do it the other way, but I changed my mind, called an audible. It's appropriate in football. Trey Heinrich started off with a touchdown, rushing touchdown of 12 yards, gave the Vikings 6-0 lead. Point after was good by Sunram, made it 7-0. A big 70-yard pass to Charlie Beaver off the arm of Jorgen Swenson was a second touchdown for the Vikings. It was a 70-yard touchdown, made it 13-0, and Sunram added the point after to make it 14-0. Jorgen Swenson ran in back-to-back touchdowns. One was a 21-yarder. The next one was a 14-yarder. In both of those cases, Sunram missed the point after, so the score was 26-0. Trey Heinrich got another touchdown. It was a 3-yard rushing touchdown. Came after a very nice passing catch to Max Opgrand, but that made it 33-0 after Sunram was successful on, he was again unsuccessful at the point after. Trey Heinrich had an 11-yard touchdown to end the first half. It was a pass, once again from Jorgen Swenson. This time, Sunram was able to kick it through the uprights, made it 40-0. As Nick alluded to, the Vikings sent their youngsters out. They fought hard, but Lord for the Oak Grove Grovers was able to get in the end zone and kick off the scoring for the Grovers. The point after was good. A 2-point conversion made it 40-8. Dietz followed that up with a 10-yard rushing touchdown. This time, the point after was no good. Oak Grove trailed 40-14, and then Sawyer Hesse, congratulations to that young man. Right around a 60-yard rushing touchdown, his first of his career on the varsity level. Made it 46-14. Point after, no good. Vikings win 46-14. Nick, I think we're usually on the right wavelength. True test today. We don't get to talk about this off the air. Goldmark Commercial Player of the Game goes to, you got it,
Jorgen Swenson. Ran for 2 touchdowns, threw for another, threw for more big passes, threw for 2 touchdowns. That's correct. Ran for 2, threw for 2, other big passing throws. Just the captain of the team and leads that offense and can do it through the air and on the ground, and he showed it here today.
Yeah, he accounted for 4 of the 7 touchdowns. Of course, one of them he wasn't on the field for. So 4 of the 6 that he had an opportunity to play a hand in. You know, we talked at the beginning of the year, he's a guy that the Vikings needed to step up, needed to see what he was going to do. We knew he was incredibly athletic. Yep. We knew he had great leadership skills. But putting that into play and not just having it talked about is a totally different thing. So Jorgen Swenson had himself a great night. 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, and a lot of other intangibles. No doubt I would have picked the same, so kudos to us. Nick, we're on the same page, and congratulations, more importantly, to Jorgen Swenson for being named the Goldmark Commercial Player of the Game. Congratulations to the Kindred Vikings for another victory. They move now to 4-0. And will more than likely remain as the #1 team in the state of North Dakota. Yep. They again play next week. Travel to Northern Cass. Want to thank everybody for tuning in, including our Oak Grove Grovers listeners. They are going to play host next week to Lisbon Broncos. Want to wish you guys the absolute best of luck. Any closing thoughts before we head out of here, Nicholas?
It's always fun to be next to you out here watching some football.
It was a fun night, beautiful night in Kindred. Want to thank you all for tuning in. For Lucas Klabundi on video, Nicholas Eggman, my faithful color man, my name's Josh Almaris. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you back in a couple of weeks.